Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Elemental Maker. Today I am gonna give my best shot here at fixing this battery. I was over at Lowe's the other night returning some old fluorescent tube bulbs and happened to see this peeking out of the battery return for, you know, recycling batteries, being a good citizen, all that good shit. And I mean, you can look at the thing, it's brand freaking new. I don't think this thing's seen any use at all, ever. Compared to my battery, it's in pretty beautiful shape. Yet, this one works. This one, no worky. So, my goal is tear this down, figure out what the hell is going on. Probably a bad cell. That's my guess. Bad cell. And what I'm hoping to do is replace all three cells with these Samsung high drain 2500 milliamp hour batteries. Now hopefully these are genuine cells. You never really know when you're buying them. There's so much rebranding and whatnot coming out of China, it's hard to know, but these should be authentic cells. So, gonna tear into this sucker and see what the hell's going on in it. Broke the tab off there. Yeah, not a huge loss. They don't make that too hard to get into. That's a pretty damn easy one to break into there. So not anything in the way of intelligent circuitry going on here. Looks like there's a thermistor, I'd imagine, going into there just to make sure the cells don't get too hot while it's charging, but it looks like all the brains are actually in the charger. So we shouldn't have any issue replacing these cells and it basically registering, hey, I had a bad cell in the past, no worky. This should be replaceable. I know some of the Makita batteries, the actual circuitry on the batteries themselves, if it ever goes below a certain voltage, it won't work again, even if you replace the cells. So I think we should be good to go with this. Now, I don't have a... my big concern here is I don't have anything to actually spot weld the tabs. I'm going to have to use solder, and that's a bit of a sketchy proposition, especially when you're dealing with lithium-ion batteries. If you heat them up too long, they can blow on you, or you can kill their capacity. So, give this the best shot we can. We'll see how it goes. Now I want to do some pokey proddy work. Set that to DC, and see if it's one bad cell, if all the cells went bad. Let's see, so can at least get a good reading on that one. Uh, 11 millivolts. I'd say that cell is no bueno. Let's see if we can get in on this guy. Alright, touching. Alright, 3.9 volts. That one is still good. That's right where they should be. And this guy here will stick underneath here. And nothing. Zero. That's alright, so two of these cells are going to be going back to the recycling bin so I can be a good citizen and all that. And I'll probably keep the other one just for flashlights or whatever, but I'm going to replace all three of these cells because you don't want to mix and match batteries. These are a higher capacity. These are INR 18650 15M. So I'd imagine they're probably 1500 milliamp hours. They could be different, but the 15M makes me think these ones are 25R and they're 2500 milliamp hours. So I would imagine they're 1500. Now the reason I'm using the INR batteries, one, they're the same family of batteries, and two, they're made for high current capacity or high current draw situations. If you were to use crappy old laptop cells, you're gonna basically be you're gonna have a fireball in your hands ready to happen, because those cells aren't made for high drain applications. They're a different type of cell chemistry, and when you try pulling that much current from them, the internal resistance of the battery causes it to heat up, and it will eventually fail. So basically, if you're going to be replacing power tool batteries, make sure you're using high drain cells. So gonna have to try to be pretty careful not to short anything out here. We do only have one cell that's live, but we don't want to short it, so got to be pretty careful about that. What I'm gonna try to do is get under here a bit and just slowly pull the tabs up and away. Busted one already. Alright. Not the end of the world. Alright. That should be salvageable. We'll flatten that on the anvil. We can get under this guy now. And partially broke that one. Should still be usable. I'm trying to use the original tabs. It's just less stuff you have to mess with. Might not get out that lucky, but we shall see. Alright, not a whole lot to it. We got one more positively affixed tab up here, and that's it. Alright, so let's find our good cell. That's going into recycling. One of these two is our good cell. So this one is also going to be going away. Nice little protector there. We'll keep that. And we should be left with our good cell here. That's it. Alright, so now I'm going to have to straighten these suckers out and hook them back up. Now, the big thing I'm concerned about is spot welds. You're not adding any dimension to the actual parts. So when you spot weld that tab on there, you're not gaining any extra length. Solder is not quite that pretty. So we're definitely going to be adding a hair of extra length to them, and I'm hoping that it'll still fit in the casement here. It does look like there is some wiggle room. So I'm going to wrap the new cells in a little bit of Kapton tape in the same orientation that they were in the original battery, just to keep things clean. And now comes the fun part of trying to remember how the hell these cells went. Got some cheater pictures. And yeah, let's try not to blow anything up. Already the confusion has set in. So it looks like it went on there about like that. Alright, after looking at my reference pictures for a bit, I was pretty sure I was able to figure out how to wire this sucker back together. And this is going to be the first connection. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of solder. Got this sucker burning at full kilt. Positives are safer because they kind of have their little, this is considered a flat top, but it still has a bit of a button that gives it a little bit of distance from the actual cell body, which is pretty nice. I think I just touched the iron and I thought I had a cell shorting. Oh god. Try to get some solder on here. Ooh, need the helping hands. Oh, Hans! Gonna do my first battery joint here. So this is gonna be the bottom side connection. Not my cleanest job ever. I feel like this video is trying my hardest to blow myself up here. I know that one was the broken off connection, which we already have a little bit of solder on. So I might as well make that one right now as well. These poor cells taking a beating at my expense. So we got 2 more joints to make. And that should pretty much be it. So I'm going to connect this guy now. Alright, let's see. None of the cells are burning hot. That's so far a good sign. Got her in DC. Measuring 11.52. I've got them reversed, which means looks like we have our positive over here and our negative here. Looks like all's as it should be. Yeah. So, just so you guys can see here, stick it on, measuring 11.52 volts. Now, will she fit back in? Well, she's a bit ugly, but I think it'll work. Definitely getting a bit more resistance putting it on than the original. Let's the question is, will it work? And hopefully not blow up. She's in. Holy shit! It works! My God! Little bit tougher to get out. Well, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson here today. Just because you can rebuild something doesn't mean you should. Good Lord. You gotta be kidding me. Oh God. It decided to keep the battery top. That's gonna be fun to get out of there. Oh, not bad. Okay. Not sure why that held on so tight. Maybe just because it was a bit cockeyed. It's weird because I don't see any reason why this would not sit on there like the OEM. I wonder if it'll just work like that. Would appear so. Fully exposed cells right in your power tool. That's just what everybody wants. A little more thinking and a little bit of super glue. And got the top nicely on there. Spent a little bit of time in the vise just to make sure it was clamped on there nice and tight. And it's now a good semi-factory looking seal. It's got a little bit of the cyanoacrylate hazing going on. And I could probably sand it on some of these edges to make it a little less protrusive. But she goes in fine, works it, and pops out. That is now a working battery. And rather than the 1500 milliamps it previously has, we're now 2500 milliamps. So that's a substantial bump up for this battery. That's a good bit of extra runtime on the tool. So let's see if she works on the charger now. That's the final test, and if it does, we are good. Moment of truth. Will she charge? So far, so good. Sweet Mary, mother of the devil's left nipple. Seems to be working. Nice. We got a working battery. On the other note, I was taking a look at one of these old Bosch batteries I have from, I think, my first drill. And noticed some striking similarities to the Milwaukee. It's, they're pretty freaking similar. Should get a caliper on there and measure. But, the only difference is the Bosch seems to have this little tab here, which would prevent it from working with the Milwaukee tools. Also, the holders are reversed. So, theoretically, I think you could probably eliminate this tab if you happen to come across a Bosch battery, or you have them, no longer have the tool, and you have a Milwaukee. I bet you could just eliminate that tab, and it would probably plug right into a Milwaukee tool without any issues. Also kind of interesting because they're not corporately related so far as I was able to find. Milwaukee's owned by Tektronix Industries, Tektronix, who owns Ryobi, Homelite, and Milwaukee, among quite a few other brands. And Bosch is just its own company who happens to own a bunch of other subsidiaries under them. But you got to wonder, I guess they're probably sourcing these from a third-party manufacturer or something along those lines. Pretty interesting, but unbelievably canny battery relationship there. Been about half an hour on the charger, and she is fully charged. Beautiful. Got a sweet, free, well, minus the cost of cells, so like $11 battery here. Can't beat that. Good full charge there. Seems to work beautifully. Got some sort of asbestos dust in there probably. Free cancer. Beautiful. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.